Also try to prevent any awkward angle in your wrist. What do you think happens if you try and hit like that? Sharky was kind of showing it earlier when she was hitting. Like this.
What do you mean?
You were punching like this earlier. That can lead to hyperextension, and this can just lead to it breaking. So try and keep your hand right in alignment with your forearm, nice and strong. Another thing that they all have in common is that they are all the strikes in here are very fast in and out movements. You can think of it kind of like a snake. You know, when a snake attacks, yeah, exactly. It goes out quick, it attacks, it bites, and then it comes back and recoils. So think of it like that. It's really quick, in and out of there, and ready to charge again. The last thing that they all have in common is that the foot and the hand are going at the same time. So if my right fist is punching, then my right foot is pivoting. Kind of think that they're all attached by a string. So if my right's moving, my right foot's moving. If my left foot's moving, my right hand is moving. So they're all attached. And these are things that they all have in common. All right, so the first strike that we're going to talk about is the jab, which we're going to be referring to as the opener. The jab is a stunner hit and usually used first in a sequence. It is a quick, sharp blow that immediately returns to the inside. A jab usually is aimed at the face, but can strike other places as well. Its speed and power of execution and reach can keep the opponent at a distance, preventing him from charging in. Jason's going to demonstrate as I explain. Okay, we begin in the guard position with the front fist loosely gripped slightly above the mouth. See right there. The front foot pivots in with most of the weight being on the front foot. The left backhand stays protecting the face and the arm is tucked tightly into the side. Palm facing the ground with elbows unlocked and not flared. Strike and pivoting foot happen simultaneously. As the jab arm reaches and rotates out, the chin stays tucked underneath the shoulder. For the kickboxing jab, we will refrain from fully extending the arm, stopping it a little bit before it hits full extension to prevent injuries like hyperextension. Once the jab is finished, its reach and snap. It returns quickly to guard the face once with the elbow at the side. The foot that was pivoted also returns back to the floor at the same time. So just like that. You want to get in the front and lead that through one or two?
Okay. So, everybody, guard up. Okay. So, whenever we say guard up, stance. Okay, just like we were working earlier. So, front foot is going to pivot. Front arm is going to extend. Keep the elbow in tight. It shouldn't leave the outside of your body. Okay? If you're watching yourself in the mirror, your elbow should not come outside of your body. Okay? Keep the elbow in tight. Pop it out. Palm to the floor. Chin tucked in. Backhand up. And then we pull back. And again. Let it out. Boom. Pull back in. Let it out. Back in.
Good, guys.
Okay.
Good.
Make sense? So, who can give us a couple of the major points on how to throw a jab?
Pivot your front foot.
Mm-hmm.
Palm down.
Right.
Good.
Look like a snake.
Left hand protecting
Okay.
that position.
Mm-hmm. Tucked. Alright. What we're going to have you do now is the person that's closest to you, pick up one of the mitts that's around you. Okay? One person is going to take the mitt, and since we're doing a jab is a straight punch, so you're just going to hold it straight out to your partner. Okay? So it's perpendicular to them. You're going to brace with your opposite hand. Alright? You're just going to hold it out away from your face and away from the rest of you, just so you don't get clocked. Alright? And let's do 10 reps for each person. Okay? So you'll shoot 10 jabs and you'll switch shoulders. One thing we haven't mentioned thus far, every time you make impact, breathe. Okay? A lot of the time you'll hear boxers like letting out little tss, 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 tss. There are a number of reasons behind that. Part of it is just to make sure that you're breathing. You'd be amazed how many people hold their breath when they're punching things. And that's very, very bad for you, and I'm sure you can figure out why. take it slow at first. Just feel your way through the technique. Make contact, come back, and then as you're feeling comfortable with it, speed it up a little bit. Okay? Everything make sense?
Does everyone have a partner?
No. Okay. Yeah. Jared? Oh, sure.
You guys should work together.
Okay, you guys can go ahead and start.
Alright,
We'll
so-
be coming around helping you out.
All right, Eric. It's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt me.
So brace it over here.
Breathing.
Your weight is still distributed right now until you jab. It goes to the back. Yes, keep up. Good. 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 Nice pivot. Do it again. Look at you. Yeah, you might demonstrate.
Yeah, strong.
Remember to breathe.
All right.
Yeah, right when you make contact. Yeah, keep it locked. Oh, wait. Over here. Stay tight.
You don't necessarily want to rotate your body so it's facing away, okay? And it's all directed forward, okay? Yeah, you pivot your foot, but you're not necessarily driving your body that way, okay? You want to keep it still. The distinction makes sense. There you go. That's what we're talking about. Good. Good enough.
Snap it.
Right.
Oh, we're ready.
Okay, has everyone had a chance?
Okay.
Yeah? Sharpie? You both had a chance? Yeah.
We
Okay.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, go back to your lines. We're going to move on to our next punch. Okay? Next punch is called the cross, or the other term that we're going to use for it is the driver. Okay? So we've got our jab, which is our opener, which kind of starts things off. We've got our cross, which is our driver. It's our power hit. Okay? Cross is going to come off the backhand, so the back foot is going to be pivoting. Weight is going to go down and out as she's shifting forward. Okay? The back shoulder rolls forward as she punches. Again, covering the chin, so she's tucked down behind it. So if you miss, they can't come around the side and just clock you easy. So, going to push out. Palm stays down to the floor. In a lot of ways, this is really similar to the jab because they're both straight punches. Okay? It's just you're firing off the back instead of firing off the front. So, what that means is you get more of a push out of your back leg. There you go. And you get to turn your body into it. Okay? Eric.
If I'm right hand dominant and I would rather cross with my right, does that mean I should be setting up with? Because you have that set up, like this.
And this is something that a lot of people disagree on over whether you should. If you're right-handed, do you train? Because left-hand forward, this is orthodox boxing stance. This is how most right-handed people train. There's been a lot of argument recently that right-handed people should train strong side forward, which means right hand forward. Because there are a lot of advantages to fighting southpaw. For a lot of people, it's more comfortable just doing orthodox. If that turns out to be the case for you, go ahead and switch over. Okay? We're going to give you that option. But if you're fine doing right foot forward, just stay there, okay? And if you get confused at all between switching sides, just ask and we'll try and sort you out, okay? Thanks for asking that.